Hi, boys and girls. This is Grandma Sheilla with today's story. It's called The Faithful Shepherd Boy. You know, this story took place probably in the 1700s, a long time ago. Well, Gerhard, he was a little German boy. And he was a shepherd boy. He took care of sheep up in the valleys in Germany. Now, he was sitting there one day watching his sheep. They were on the border of the forest, so he needed to watch carefully because he didn't want any of the animals, like the wolves and things, to come out of the forest and take any of the sheep that he watched. Well, as he was sitting there one day, down the path came what he thought was a hunter up on his horse. And he looked at Gerhard and he said, "Where's the next village? How far is it?" And Gerhard said, "It's 6 miles, sir, but the road is just like a sheep track, and it's easy to miss in part of it, and you could get lost. You really need someone to show you the way." So the man looked at him and he said, "Okay, boy, you show me the way, and I'll pay you well." Well, Gerhard, he looked at him and he said, "No, I can't. I can't. I have to take care of my sheep. They could wander off, and a wolf or some other animal could get them. I'm paid my time to watch them. I can't leave them." Well, the man was getting disgusted now. He said, "Listen, these sheep, even if a few of them wander off and some animal gets them, your master's not going to miss a couple sheep. Besides, I need you to take me down that path. I'm hungry and thirsty, and I've lost my companions that I was with. I need to go. Now, come on." And Gerhard, he said, "No, I'm sorry. I cannot help you. I cannot break my word to my master. He pays my time. That would be like me stealing the wages he's giving me. And if the sheep got lost while I was gone, it would be just like I stole them, sir. I can't do this." Well, the man was getting angry. And he said, "That's silly. There's no reason you can't go. Now come on." But Gerhard, he shook his head. "I cannot go." Well, the man was so angry that he huffed and puffed and went on. And finally he said, "I'll pay you more than a year's wage to go with me." Gerhard said, "I'm sorry, sir, but the sheep..." And then he stopped. And the man looked at him and he said, I know what. I'll stay here in the valley and I'll watch your sheep. You go down the track. You know where the next village is. I'll give you money. You get me food and something to drink and get me a guide. And Gerhardt said, I can't leave my sheep with you. And in his anger, the man looked at him and he said, Why not? Do you think I'm not an honest man? And Gerhardt, he said, But the sheep don't know you. They don't know your voice, and he stopped. And the hunter, he looked at him and he said, And you think I'm not an honest man? And Gerhardt, he kind of looked down, but he was an honest boy. And he said, Sir, how can I trust my sheep with you when you want me to go off and leave them here alone? You don't care if I break my trust to my master? How can I trust you? Well, the hunter, he kind of laughed to himself and he said, Well, I guess you've talked me into a corner. I understand you can't go. Well, just about that time, the men that had been traveling with him appeared. They had apparently realized that he had gone down the wrong road, and they went to find him, and they arrived, and of course they knew how to get him from there. Well, Gerhardt then, he reached down and he picked up his little burlap bag. That bag always had his lunch and food for supper till he would take the sheep home. Well, he picked it up and he went over to the hunter and he gave it to him. He said, You can have my lunch since you're hungry. Well, the hunter, he looked in that coarse bag, and it wasn't a lot, but it was food. And he took it out and he gobbled every last bit of it up. He turned to the boy and he said, I will remember you as an honest and true and faithful boy. Well, sometime down the road, the man who ended up not being a hunter at all, but ended up being the great duke that owned all the land as far as you could see around there, he sent for the faithful shepherd boy. And do you know what he did? Because he was honest and true, he took that boy as his son almost, and he sent him away to school, and he got a wonderful education. And years later, he was a powerful man. But although he was powerful, and now he had lots of land and sheep and things of his own, he remembered what he had learned as a shepherd boy, and he was always faithful and honest and true. And boys and girls, That's exactly what God wants us to be. Faithful and honest and true. And then you'll be doing exactly what Jesus wants you to do. Thank you, boys and girls, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.